We encourage people to get encourage you to get the message out there. Yeah, you're fully using any those media. And,
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It's great to see so many familiar faces, and for those who don't know, as income of Luton Council and also for your lead for skills and education. May I first of all echo Javeri and Anthony's and extend my welcome and say how pleased we are to see so many of you with us today. You heard about the growth of the airport, the impact that will have locally, regionally, and nationally, and how we're committed to make Luton the greenest airport in the country, if not the world. I would like to, however, spend a few moments explaining how our expansion of our airport is a key part of the town's Luton 2040 vision. A lot of you might have heard about it, and I hope to give you a context of what it means to us. It is a shared vision for our town that will be a healthy, fair, and sustainable town where everyone can thrive and no one will be in poverty. This was a goal around which we could all unite, including businesses, schools, faith communities, groups across the town, including employers, and realize that how we all play a role in this journey. Despite the financial challenges of the COVID pandemic, the Council, together with stakeholders, has already begun to put in place a series of exciting, life-changing initiatives with a curve aviation to pre-COVID level and ultimately the increase in economic activity we anticipate. The airport will be the key driver in growth and prosperity. The 2040 vision, some may think it's a long way away. It's too far reaching and hard to achieve, and maybe might not have that kind of impact on lives here today. But we have already reached some of the encouraging milestones to be sure confidence that some of the projects are coming to fruition. The launch of Big Change, Luton Fundraising and Education campaign with a partnership of 20 other organizations has already begun to help to those experiencing homelessness and build a life away from the street, as you heard about the life-changing example and story earlier from Anthony. Hundreds of people have signed up for our Passport Employment program, equipping them with the necessary skills for the world of work today. And a prime example is the Vauxhall site here, of many of our residents have taken on the opportunity and that accessibility to employment and are currently benefiting from those jobs. We have worked with the voluntary sector and partners to roll out the vouchers for our low-income households, so no children went hungry during the school period holidays. And you would have seen during the pandemic, we in Luton had an extra drive and care for our children to make sure that no one goes hungry in our town. We have achieved a joint buying and an agreement to a new town centre master plan that will involve mass regeneration, job creation, investment, and a greener and cleaner area. And that's one of the things that our residents do care about, and we are now reinvesting in our future to make sure that our streets are cleaner and greener. To improve people's lives, long-term health, we launched a smoke-free town centre partnership with local businesses to support people to move up smoking and stop visitors from exposed to secondhand smoking. As means of the community involvement and civic pride, we have launched a of to help improve their neighborhoods. This has given a rise to some amazing community tidy-up schemes, and I'm sure some of you have been involved in those tidy-up campaigns, and some of you have done a remarkable job in covering. And I have seen, based on the activity that work we do here in Luton, many other countries have followed that model, and I remember some of you, including Shirasa and many of my colleagues here, helping us on that campaign. And this has given rise to some amazing community tidy-ups, which have left our streets better looking, fostered spirit with communities, and brought about much needed increase in morale. In addition to these, we have been successful in continuing to draw outside money to the town. Our 2014 narrative has chimed really well with the government's level agenda and been the basis of multiple bills, which have resulted in us being able to secure a number of grants and funding. And this includes a £20 million from the government's Levelling Up fund to help us build our extensive plans for the town centre regeneration. And you will see a lot of activity around town centre, and that it reassures you that we're not putting our eggs all in one basket. We are trying to diversify and create multiple opportunities for our residents. A 7.7 million to decarbonise or energy on public buildings. 600,000 from renewable and welcome back funding to revitalize to support our vital and fantastic programs. 500,000 from the National Leisure Recovery Fund for the reopening of leisure support towards the health and well-being of our residents. 360,000 for a new youth hub to support job seekers. We know how important it is for them to have that level, have those skills, whether it may be CVs, whether it may be interviews, to ensure they're in the best possible place to access those opportunities that we're creating. A £300,000 to deliver English for speakers of other language courses in the town, underlining our reputation as a town that welcomes and supports those people from other countries who come to us, often after great sacrifice and difficulty. We've seen that with Afghanistan, Syria, and whether it may be is a welcome town. And we want to make sure that everyone has the best possible opportunity to live there and learn in this town. These are all exciting initial steps in achieving the goal of Luton 2040, but they are just the beginning. We know that we can do more. Expansion of the airport will allow us to further shape a brighter future for our hometown, our residents. We really do need your help to get this word out and about, and it is really important to take part in this consultation. Now, as you know, we do take all the projects that we are doing quite seriously, but it is important that our residents have a message. Not everyone at times access those consultation documents, whether they may be online or probably don't get to hear about them. We want everyone to come along in this journey. It's so important, so vital. That's why we have invited you here today. It's a historical moment. We want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned and no residents left behind. And that's why we need your support to get this word across and encourage people to have the say and get involved in this consultation. So I echo your various words again and encourage you and your listeners to engage with the consultation online or by free calls. So we strive to ensure that Luton is healthy, fair, sustainable, where everyone can thrive and no one lives in poverty. Thank you very much. We are more than happy now to take any questions, whether be it the airport, be it the wider 2040 vision. So, Javeria, MC, if you can join us here, please.
If I could just also say, we have some opportunities for, if you want to do one-to-one interviews with some of the speakers, that might suit what your stations or services need. And we've got a quieter, 2 quieter spaces. And there's also an opportunity to go up onto the roof of the building to look at the new dart station and just get a little glimpse of what's to come. There'll be more media events and more press releases coming your way about that. So if people want to ask general questions now for a few minutes, that's fine. If you'd like us to sort of make a start with interviews, that's also fine.
One thing I may have just want to summarize a few things in our own language.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Not their main language. So सबसे पहले मैं आप सबका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि आपने अपने वक्त निकाला और यहाँ पे आए। हमारी ये कोशिश है कि हम अपने कम्युनिटी के साथ एक अच्छा और मजबूत ताल्लुक एस्टैब्लिश करें और उसमें आपका एक की रोल होगा। हम जानते हैं कि मीडिया हमारी एशियन कम्युनिटी बल्कि वाइडर कम्युनिटी में बड़ा इफेक्टिव रोल अदा करता है। आपने सुना कि हमारा लुटन राइजिंग एयरपोर्ट एक्सपेंड होने जा रहा है। ऑलरेडी thousands of jobs हमने क्रिएट की हैं और मजीद 16,000 जॉब क्रिएट होने वाली हैं। इसमें 5,000 डायरेक्ट जॉब होंगी और बाकी इसके अलावा हमारा एक्सपेंड हम रीजनरेट कर रहे हैं और अपनी स्ट्रीट सर्विसेज को और बेहतर इंप्रूव कर रहे हैं। उसके अलावा बाकी जो तमाम 5 लाख प्रोजेक्ट उसमें फिर नई जॉब्स और नई और एज अ पोर्टफोलियो लीड फॉर स्किल्स इन एजुकेशन ये हमने कमिटमेंट किया और जिम्मेदारी की काफी है कि हमारा एजुकेशन जो ऑफर है वो क्वालिटी होना चाहिए और उसमें हमारी कोशिश है कि हम अपने बच्चों के साथ अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ स्कूल और यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ एक कोलैबोरेटिव अप्रोच करें ताकि एजुकेशन पे फोकस हो और एजुकेशन और स्किल्स ही हैं वो ऐसी चीजें जो टूल्स हमारे लोगों को मिल सकते हैं। ये जो जॉब हम क्रिएट कर रहे हैं ये ताकि ये बाहर वाले लोग आकर देखें हमारे अपने लोग चाहे वो कोई भी हो इन जो हम मेहनत कर रहे हैं उसका फायदा हो। आपने सुना है कि हमारे एयरपोर्ट का जो इम्पैक्ट है ये सिर्फ लुट नहीं बल्कि पूरी रीजन को सर्व कर रहा है और हमारी कमिटमेंट है कि हमारा जो एयरपोर्ट है ये ग्रीन हो, इससे पोल्यूशन न बढ़े लोगों को और नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट उनकी हेल्थ पे न पड़े। तो इस पे मैं खत्म करता हूँ और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपके साथ हमारा जुड़ा रहेगा और अगर हमारी तरफ से कोई आपकी खिदमत है और कोई चीजें तो पेश कर सकते हैं।
Just one question. As you mentioned, actually, I'm also a resident of just we're very much concerned with shooting to listen to you. Sorry, I was a bit late, but there's another duty, so I'll do it before I come in. Just our concern is about the Luton crime rate is rising as well. As Luton is rising, the crime rate is very high. Especially, drugs and also the driving. You see, the enforcement, top 5 police forces, then you see some of the streets in very far from around this area. Comparatively, when you drive to other towns, it's safer to drive to move around. But here is one of the crimes is rising. My concern is, are we so helpless, police, constable, other authorities, that we look like we are facing a game against our neighbor, or that we're not feeling safe in that way? Can you tell us what also can do? Sure. What our authorities are?
Thank you very much for your question. Today's meeting, the focus is all about library and opportunities. However, since you asked the question, I'm compelled to answer your question. We believe that poverty is the root cause to all evils. And that's exactly what you've heard today. It's about our vision, about our expansion, it's about creating opportunities. And it's about collectively working together and promote good role models and condemn those people who are involved in illegal activities. So there's several parts to addressing crime, Some of it is early intervention prevention, that's looking at our neighborhood enforcement, and also making people aware of the impact of gang and crime, and not on those individuals, but wider impact. And the second bit is enforcement. Of course, we're working very closely with the police. As you would have seen in the past couple of months, a lot of arrests being made. But we don't want people to be ending up in gang crime. That's the whole point of 2040 vision. And that's the whole point to ensure that we have good quality of life. That's the whole point, making sure that they're skilled and equipped enough to be job ready and they're earning a good, decent living. And that's where we create those opportunities, well-paid jobs, and also ensuring we have contractual agreement with the operators and employers to make sure those jobs come here locally. I hope that answers your question.
On the one hand, sorry, on the one hand, development is taking place, and in the other hand, it is being disturbed by the reductions in civic amenities, and also the financial burden is being imposed on the citizen.
So again, I think me and Javeya can address that. You're quite right. We have been unfairly, austerity has been imposed on us by conservatives, and at that time we lived them and conservatives both in bed together, and we've lived 10 years of austerity. Despite all those cuts, we have made sure that some of the services which matter most to people continue. And this is where this airport that we've invested and growing gives back to us of 27 million pounds, which makes up to 15% of our services. For the first time in a decade, we reinvested 2 million pounds in our free services, the very thing that you are talking about. So you will see more cleaner, more greener streets, and you will see our neighborhoods improving. More importantly, it's not just about the local authority. It's about our local residents. It's about taking that pride. It's about getting involved in our neighborhoods. It's about doing those litter and tidy up campaigns. It's about, again, looking after our neighbors and being, those responsible citizens is also our opportunity to get involved.
Yep, there's a couple of questions. One thing, you're saying that you are taking investment from the private investors. What's the point? What's your attraction point for the investor that they come to Luton and they invest here? And the next is when the people come here, when the more investment here, then definitely population more comes here. So what's the plan for the housing? And in the present, there's no land with the Luton Borough Council at this moment. And another question is one with related to this, that we have planned for moving the Luton football club ground. So what is it in this plan, or is it different?
Well, no, again, the whole question, of course, and again, slightly off track, but I can certainly tell you that with our plans of Luton Airport as well as our regeneration, it's improving investor confidence. That's why investors come. Okay, of course they want to make money, but we want to make sure those projects are socially responsible, that has a bigger impact on our populations. AENA is the largest airport operator in the world. And the last week, myself and Robin, we actually met up with the group of investors. And they're so keen because the plans that we have in place, it gives confidence to people. And we already, with our investment framework, if you see all these buildings here, attracted £2 billion of investment to this town. And in 2017, Luton was the second most popular place to invest. And when we talk about housing, you are seeing housing, and of course, you probably relating to more social housing. We are landlord, that is correct. But we have to think about enabling people to have more jobs so they can have a property of their own, have more affordable space. And we are working with our neighboring authorities to have duty to cooperate. And there are longer plans, of course, looking at acquiring land and to build more housing. But I think it's important, first of all, that we don't want people to be reliant on services alone. We want them to be financially independent. We want to make sure that they improve their living of standard. And that's why we're creating these thousands of opportunities. I hope that addresses your question.
Football ground?
Sorry?
Football ground.
Football ground. They have got the planning permission, power code. As you know, it takes a little while to get things off the ground. And my last conversation with Luton Town Football Club was sometime this year there will be breaking ground. So those projects are in line. They will take place. It will happen, and you will see now more increase in activity. Not just Luton Town Football Club, but lots of other projects that you will see.
Luton, the first situation, like in child home, like in day, there comes to an especially those areas that are very far and distant.
Just before you answer, can I just suggest this might be our last question together,
Sure.
and then we'll split up so that we can just have time to have interviews and
very, very important question. We know that 60% of our children are living in poverty, and we know we have identified which of those wards need the support the most. And this is where the skills employment strategy has been put in place. It's the most extensive piece of work that council has ever done. Trying to understand our population, trying to understand those families who need to have that wraparound service. From early years all the way to higher education, those families have been identified to ensure they get the right education, they understand the right pathways to employment, and even for adults, there is that education offer to help them to get into employment. So to come out of poverty, I'll give you an example. For my household, I was the only earner. So when we've had 2-3 earners in the house, we are comfortable. Our standard of life has improved. So, and I'm sure you would all have seen the same kind of impact. Or you have one person who has really well and high paid job. So what we're trying to achieve is both. First of all, have those high and well-paid jobs and make sure our people are accessing them. And that's where my point is about having those contractual agreements. And secondly, how do we increase that breadth and spread that wealth around and ensure that in one household, there's more than one person earning. So for those wards, whether it may be Dal or Biscuit or Southfield, is getting all the services together and making sure that from the start to end journey, those people have the support that they need. Thank you.
Thank you. Important question, and thank you. Important answer. Can I just ask then? So, would everyone here like to do some individual interviews?
Yes.
So, if we have Councillor Javeria in the room there, Councillor Khan could go up into the boardroom, and Anthony could pop into the office. If that's all right, and then you can kind of move towards uni, and then are there some people who'd quite like to have a look on the roof before they leave? So can we take sort of half the group or a number of you to go up on the roof now? Are you up for that? Tango crew, are you?